from theory to reality. And that's exactly what the third forefather of ours is going through in our Torah portion today, in the next one. And actually it started in last week's Torah portion. You know, the Jewish sages say that, I will say it in Hebrew, and Joy will correct my Hebrew and interpret for you. מעשה אבות סימן לבנים. The deeds of the fathers, and I'm translating my bad English, you know. The deeds of the father are example or, for the sons to follow, to be followed, okay? You know that we all as kids, we say, I will never be like my daddy. I will never be. Well. Yeah, I mean, we are the products of our mother's egg and our father's sperm, and we cannot run away from it. Spiritually, we are the products of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we cannot run away from it. Now, the church, during the years, and I don't now want to bash the church, okay? I'm going to speak actually in church very soon, okay? And I am blessed by the church that kept the word of God for me as a Jew. You know, the New Testament at least writing, so I'm not that here to bashing anyone, but the church did disconnect herself from the reality and developed a new doctrine, you know, like when you come to know Yeshua, it's a garden of, filled with the smelly and preferably pinky roses, right? And it's not. Actually, Yeshua keep discouraging people from following him. Oh, really? Yeah. When was the last time you read the New Testament? He says to them, the birds have nests, the fox have holes, yeah? And I don't have, you might not find anywhere to put your head today, yeah? For sure not in Mark and Lynn's house in the beautiful bed that they provided me yesterday with, yeah? So friends, who are walking with Yeshua, it's not a garden of pinky roses, okay? And I know that some people here know it from experience, okay? And that's why I wanted this precious sister to sing this song again. You are good, you are good, you are good. But, beloved, let's speak about Jacob. Abraham already passed, in the last portions, and we saw his struggles in the land, Isaac also with the wells which were, tried to dig, and then those Philistines, Palestinians, should I call them? Try to block them again, yeah? And it's much more deep. I'm sure Joy taught you about wells and their symbolism in scriptures and all this, yeah? So our lives are filled with struggles. Yes or no? Amen. And Jacob starts his struggles, but let's remind ourselves where it started, the struggles of Jacob. If you have your Bibles, turn with me to Genesis 25. Jacob's struggles. And here is Isaac in verse 19, the second forefather. By the way, a beautiful picture of Yeshua. Jacob is as well is a beautiful picture of Yeshua. And if you want, I will speak about it the next service in the church. Okay, because the church needs to know it. That there is patterns in the Bible, yeah? And not all the truths were kept for the New Testament. Actually, the New Testament revealed the truths which already exist in the so-called Old Testament, okay? But let's now concentrate in where we are now. So Genesis 25, verse, let's start 19. This is the genealogies, Toldot. of Isaac. Abraham's son, Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, his wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Lavan, Laban in English, losing all the meaning. It's Lavan, white. We will talk about him soon. Laban, the Syrian. Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord for his wife, and by the way, there are many, many truths, and I'm sure Joy, right?
Yeah.
That Joy already told you about the significance of numbers. Yeah, Isaac is 40. It takes 20 years till he begots those two, right?
Yeah.
It's all beautiful meaning, beautiful symbolism and meanings, but we'll not deal with it now. I want to get to verse 22. Verse 22. But the children, who are those children? In Rebekah's womb, struggled together within her. And she said, if all is well, why am I like this? So she went to inquire of the Lord. My friends, actually drosh at Adonai. It's much more than just inquiring, before breakfast, Abba, thank you. And by the way, why are they just moving so? It's very normal for a pregnant woman to know that the kids are moving. Whether it's twin or one, yeah, they're moving. Actually, you put your hand, Yael now shows me, my daughter. She's pregnant with a second, and I can feel her daughter. It's very normal. So what's the big deal, Rebecca?
Yeah.
There was a big deal because it was abnormal movement. Actually, they fought already in the womb, and they struggled for the firstborn rights. That scientifically it's known that babies can hear you, babies can hear your music, babies can hear if you fight with each other. Oh, dummy I am. I wish I would know these things when I begat my first one, you know what I mean? So many struggles, so many fights with my wife, my sweetheart, the better side of me. Those of you who know me know. Gabush, Gabi. And in the womb. Why? Because they heard, now I know, thank you, Abba. Got connected again. They knew the talks in the house. They knew about Abraham's blessing, which was passed down to Isaac. They knew it. That's why they struggled. They said, oh, I wish to be alone here. What are you doing here in the womb? And the other ones say the same, probably. I'm just making it up, yeah? I want to be the firstborn. I want to be the next Isaac. I want to be, the picture of Yeshua, if you wish, yeah? I want to get the promises, including the land, the beautiful land of Israel, Canaan, yeah? They struggled. And actually I can see Jacob losing the struggle for this macho man, the hairy man, yeah? Man, little baby, yeah? It's funny how in the Bible it says that, Bna Katon Joy, Bna Hagadol and Bna Katon. Her older son and her little son in Hebrew. They were born on the same day. But it's significance. The firstborn get all the blessings. Are you with me?
Yes.
So I can see Jacob, oh no, I will get first. They were telling Esau in the womb, but Esau was strong enough and he got out while Jacob holds his heel, yeah? A cave. So the struggle started there. But then there is a very interesting thing here. In verse 27, they grew. Verse 27, so the boys grew, and Esau was a skillful hunter. Would you expect something else from this macho, from birth? A man of the field, and there is lots to say about this, but I want to get to my points. But Jacob was a mild man, dwelling in tents. Mild man, wrong translation, because you know Joy, right? Ish tam, Yoshev Ohalim. Tam is connected directly with Tamim, as Noah is described before the flood. Noah was tamim bedorotav, perfect in his generations. Jacob is perfect. Jacob is innocent in another meaning of the word tam, okay? So he's not mild. He is actually dwelling in tents. And if you take a concordance, today you can do it even on your iPhone, yeah? Okay? And you just click tents, you will see the tents are not just tents in the Bible. They are the tents of the righteousness. The righteous, right? And the Jewish rabbis understood that those tents are tents of Torah study. So Jacob, from the very beginning, he probably gives up the firstborn, yeah? And he says, I missed it. But at least I want to dwell in God's place, presence, exactly. Are you with me? Yes. It's deep. At least for me, it's deep. My friend Jacob, the second one, they probably thinks he's nothing anymore, yeah? He will get later on with the help, manipulations of his mother, Rebecca. By the way, she was a very spiritual woman. She knew. After all, she went to inquire of the Lord. And what did he tell her? That the oldest will serve the youngest. So she knew. It wasn't evil doing on her side, like many say mistakenly. Rebecca knew what she's doing. Okay? So, Jacob is dwelling in tents, mild. He is studying God's word. Okay? Because probably that's what he thinks, I have nothing else to do. My father loves Esau. Okay, he's a hunter, he's a great macho, and I will help my mother, here and there, okay? By the way, Proverbs says that the child is taught Torah by his mother. Another truth in it, okay? He is close to his mother, okay? He is studying Torah. He is in his theological seminary. I mean it. But how did I define or titled my lesson? From theory to reality. Once you need to graduate your school or the theoretical level of knowing about God, and you need to ask God to accept you. You're showing all your titles, PhD from Dallas Theological Seminary, and this from that, and this from Oral Robertson, or whatever, I for sure did not pronounce his name, good, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Oh, PhD in this, PhD in Greek, Greek, in Hebrew, Hebraic studies, blah, blah, blah. But instead of just putting it on the wall, what do you do with it? You show God, here are my titles, open the door for me. And how God will answer this prayer. He will tell you, welcome to my theological seminary, which is called life. When you're going to graduate, when you die, or when you are raptured, whatever. My friends, so, how does this theological seminary called life, God's theological seminary, start? It starts in our Torah portion. Shall we delve into it? Genesis 28. Now Jacob went out, and by the way, we read it nicely in Hebrew. Now Jacob, Genesis 28, verse 10. Now Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran. Come on, Rami, continue. Why do you stop it? Because there is a whole message in this one. Jacob leaves the theory in God's presence. After all, he leaves Beersheba, Be'er Sheva, the well of the living water of Sheva, perfect, 7, or oath, the one who is perfect, and his oath is perfect. His promises are yes and amen. Are you with me?
Yes.
And he leaves this place to God's wrath. Haran, connected to Haran, wrath, anger. Woo. That's why he needs to do something, without which he will not have any chance to pass through God's theological seminary life. My friends, when we leave the theoretical level, and we want to delve deeper into knowing God intimately, there are no shortcuts. You will need God's wrath on your flesh, and I'm trembling saying it, because I don't want it. Yes, I do not want it. Let this cup be taken away from me. Every day I want to say to God, I do, you don't impress God when you put up a show. Excuse me. No makeup will cover. Are you with me? Yes. Come on, so why not be like Yeshua and say, I don't want to go there. But you know what? Oh, let it be your will, not mine. Woo! You open wide the door for God to intervene in your life. But don't play games. Be transparent. How are you doing? Oh, fine, good. Very good. You liar. Whom are you going to impress? So I'm struggling. So what? My 3 forefathers struggled. Yeshua struggled. Come on. God is not interested in a bunch of, I don't want to say the words I want to say, but yes man, religious folks. Actually, next week portion, and I will preach about it in California. It's the struggling which makes you Israelite. J-Book Pass, this is next week. My friends, all full of struggles. Out of each struggle you get, by God's grace, stronger or more broken. You let it make you or build you. Yeah? So, in order to succeed in God's theological seminary life, you need verse 11 to happen to you. What am I talking about? So he came to a certain place and stayed there all night because the sun had set. House. And I want to read it in Hebrew for you. ויפגע במקום, וילן שם קיבה השמש. My friends, in the Bible, the natural speaks and points to the spiritual. There are many multi-level, to read the Bible, otherwise it would be very boring. You know what I mean? How come the Bible speaks to you and keeps speaking to you throughout your 70 or 90 years of age? Years that you live. Because the Bible is multi-level, yeah? It's beautiful, it's like a well. You go down and down and down by God's grace, okay? And it reveals you beautiful truths. So, when the sun goes down in the Bible, it means also spiritually going down. As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world. I'm going to live in the darkness, night will come. Yeshua didn't know what he's speaking about? Of course he did not speak about night and day of Wednesday, of the 4th day in the creation. He spoke about night and day of the first 3 days, where the earth and the heavens were enlightened by not bodies, like sun or moon or stars, but by his son, Yeshua. Are you with me?
Amen.
Which separates between light and darkness. So here, darkness comes, and Jacob, far away, he's on his way to the galut, to the diaspora. Galut. Are you ready? From legalot, to reveal, to unveil. It's beautiful. Let God get you out of your comfort zone so he can unveil you and haran, and kill your flesh. Okay? It's very normal in scriptures. I hate it. Yes, I hate it, yes. I love your word, Abba, but please. Okay, so the sun goes down, and he came to a certain place. Oh, beautiful sentence. No, it's Vaifga, and he interceded. Hafga'a, from the Shoresh Paga, okay, to shoot an arrow and lifgoa, to intercede. That's the meaning of intercession. It's not, Abba, praise your name, the Lord's Prayer, or hallowed be your name. No, it's on your prostrated on your face, and crying and fighting with God. This is intercession. Because you want to hit the point, lifgoa. He hit the point. But which point? A certain place, really? Hamakom. This is one of the names that ultra-Orthodox Jews call God. He is called, in order to prevent from Yodei Vaveh, the private name, they will call him few names which are all biblical based. One of which is Hashem, the name. He's the God of Shem. Or Hamakom, because he is present in everywhere in the world. Do you believe it?
Amen.
You have this very theological term to it. In omnipotent, whatever, My friends, I'm very simple. I hardly finished high school, so I cannot know. I don't even pronounce those names, big names. But he is everywhere. So there is no certain makom, place, without God. So he actually intercedes. God makes it in this way that just before darkness comes, spiritual darkness, as well as real darkness, night, they are connected. Boom! He is in this place. He is finding himself in the bosom of the very makom, of the very presence of God. Let's continue. And he took one of the stones of that place and put it at his head, and he lay down in that place to sleep. My friends, again, very simple and lullaby story, right? No. My friends, the Jewish sages long ago understood that this makom, not only God's place, but even the stones. You know what they say? That there were 12 stones. 12 stones there. Oh, they are making it up. Really? What is 12 standing for in the Bible? 12 tribes of Israel. There are 12 disciples who will once judge the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Who are we? Israel. I'm not talking replacement theology. We are really Israel. We are the, my friends, and what are we contained of? 12 tribes. Whether we know which tribe we are, this is not important. This is not important, beloved. But it is, God knows, our identity,
Amen.
We are 12, and the ones who were never were 12, they joined the 12.
Amen.
There are 12 gates, there are 12 foundations in the city, the heavenly Jerusalem. Are you with me?
Yes.
So the rabbis, it's a Jewish thought, which it goes like a thread through the Jewish sages into the New Testament. Are you with me?
Amen.
So he gathers those 12 stones, according to the Jewish sages, you don't see it here, and he makes them like one stone as his pillar, and he sleeps on it. Excuse me. I don't know what about you. How many of you would like a pillow which is stone? Are you crazy? Joy, this is completely the opposite of comfortable. Because you should not take it just in the natural, beloved. You must dig into the spiritual, because the stone is the stone who shepherded me. From the beginning, Jacob will tell Joseph in Egypt. He calls him the shepherd of Israel, the stone of Israel. Messiah, rock of our salvation. And stone in Hebrew is Evan, sorry. which is comprised by Av and Ben, father and son. My Father is in me, I am in him. You cannot separate us. Are you with me?
Amen.
Heaven is a picture of both the Father and the Son. And you cannot rest unless they are your foundations. Are you with me?
Yes.
It's beautiful. It takes Avanim, it takes the 12 tribes which are not even in existence yet. They will be born soon. Next chapter, yeah? And it makes them one because that's what God wants. He wants the bride to be one. Gentile, Jews, together as one. And only when they are one, God can reveal himself in the next verse. Then he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and its top reached to heaven. And there the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. What a strange description. Usually a ladder is to reach somewhere, or go down somewhere, but usually you want to go up. Again, read it naturally and spiritually, okay? Here the angels are, what is this? And the rabbis still struggle about it. I read some, commentaries of, modern rabbis. Still, oh, those are the four angels of the four kingdoms which will have influence on Israel, like Assyria, Babylon, Persia, and Rome, okay? Those are the angels which are living up. Those are the angels who escort Jacob till the border of the promised land. All kind of, my friends. This is the very place which connects heaven and earth. That's why it will become the house of God. That's why the rabbis, I think, rightfully think it's not the Bethel that we know today, but it's Mount Moriah. Yes. Because God works in a cyclical way, cycles, into patterns which are repeated, like Moses, Jacob, like beautiful teacher. You have a wonderful teacher. It's not flattering you. I mean it. Wonderful teacher. Wonderful. Not many non-Israelis. I mean it. No, not to say that we Israelis are something, but people who are not having the Hebrew as their mother tongue go so deep like he did. That was, I was scared to death that you will take my message. I mean, you would call Yosef, we call Yosef for the Torah. Where is Yosef? Well, he ran away. It's okay. We are working for the same boss. Amen, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, thank you, Allah. Thank you for this. Great teacher, hallelujah. So, where was I? Yeah. So it's a connection between heaven and earth, beloved. How do I know it? Simply because of John chapter 1. I tell you, when he speaks to Nathanael, how can something good come out of Nazareth? Not in the natural, by the way, if you know the history of Nazareth. Okay? Nothing good can come out of this filthy, small, poor place. Completely not fitting prosperity gospel, by the way. Nazareth. Nazareth in Yeshua's time, today, yeah, but back then? No. Can something good come out of Nazareth? Nathanael, remember? Who came from Cana, a Jewish stronghold back then, okay? And come and see. Before, I saw you, already under the fig tree. Another beautiful symbolism, yeah? Because under figs, the rabbis taught their disciples. Because fig is mentioned in the Garden of Eden. Are you with me? Personally, I think this is the fruit of bad and evil, knowing good and evil. It cannot be other fruit, but we're not getting to it. But my friends, the point is that when Yeshua tells him, when you were under the fig tree, I knew you, yeah? I knew who you are, something like this. He almost prostrates and says, you are the Messiah! What's the big deal? Because Yeshua saw it in the thigh of Adam when he was with Eve under the fig tree in the Garden of Eden. He knew it long before the foundation of the earth. You know what I mean? Predestination, yes. How do we marry predestination? The free will, like the discussion is, like we do not marry them. We just accept them. There are mysteries in God's words which you cannot with your Greek. It's okay, it's $1 from Walmart. You just cannot marry them. Are you with me? Yeah. So you just say, oh, but thank you, this is a break mindset. I tolerate. Okay? So my friends, to the saying the time, he says, you believe this? Amen, I tell you, you will see the heaven opens. And the angels are ascending and descending. Exactly the same phrase. On whom? On the real ladder, which was prototyped here by the ladder. Yeah? Yeshua. So Yeshua is both the stone, are you with me? He is the ladder, he is all in all, like the Bible says. You see what I mean? Every point in these little few verses point to the great need that we have before we go on our journey. We need to intercede to meet him at the place, Amakom. We need to see the vision that we need so much, that he will promise us that he will never leave us nor forsake us. He is good. He is good, right? That's why I wanted to do. You know, my friends, we need it, and guess what? We need it throughout our experience. Amen. Next week. I mean, no, this week actually portion, but we don't have the time to get into it. All the struggles. And guess what? We need again the same thing to intercede and to see the angels of God when we come back from the Galut. Next portion. Do you see what I mean? Because, you remember Mahanaim? He meets, this time angels are interceding for him when he comes back to the land. It's beautiful. So how do we live through God's theological seminary? Is by experiencing him intimately in the dark of the night, when it's not too comfortable, when we put him first, when we sleep and death in the New Testament are synonymous, when we die to self, and only then when we are resting, in death to self, we are resting on him. Oh, the heavens are opened for God to speak his beautiful breath of life to us, which is in verse 13. And behold, the Lord stood above, and it said, above it, and said, I am the Lord. And this is, by the way, the personal name of God, yeah? The Lord God of Abraham your father and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and your descendants. Also your descendants shall be as dust of the earth. You shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and in your seed all families of the earth shall be blessed. Sounds familiar? Like the blessings to Isaac and like the blessings to his grandfather, Abraham. Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have spoken to you. Beloved, wherever we are today, we must trust God. And even if we feel like we are not where we're supposed to be, and believe me, Jacob for sure felt he is not where he's supposed to be. He's on his way to be revealed, unveiled to the Galut, to the diaspora. He's going, by the way, to Lavan. Satan appears like an angel of God, angel of light. Laban, Lavan, He's not dark, he's not shachor. Laban is a picture of Satan. Actually, God sends, like he did with Job, sends his servant, faithful, studying Torah in his tents, in his presence, remember? In the well of the living water, of the oath, of the seven, Beersheba. He sends him to the pit of pits, to the seat, to the throne of the devil. Laban, Lavan. And even so, not even so, before he makes sure to speak to him. God will never forsake us nor leave us, and God will always reveal what he is doing beforehand, because otherwise we have no chance to survive the struggles of life. Do we have any chance? No. We need to strive for changing the diskette, we say. You know, this hard drive, change the mode on it, and leave what the world tells us about the faith, and be ready for struggles, because struggles are making us real, true Israelites. Those who struggle both with God and with men and prevail. Amen? Amen. Enough for today.